welcome back to the Off-Grid family. Before we go into this one, I'd just like to say that I'm doing a charity, well, me and George are doing a charity event where we are having our heads shaved, and the hair is going to the Little Princess Foundation, where they make little wigs for little boys and girls who have cancer or have lost their hair for whatever reason. And we think it's a great charity. We're taking donations for it, and we are obviously then sending our hair in to be made into wigs. If you are interested at all, please have a look in the link in the description. If there isn't a link there yet, then it's because I haven't finished setting it all up, but keep your eyes open. It's going to be really, really fun. Anyway, today we are going to finish off the audio centre for the bed. Now, I love listening to audiobooks, and I listen to various different audio things at night as I'm going to sleep. About 5 years ago, I found that if I placed a speaker onto my headboard and had the volume down low, only I could hear it, and I could hear it very, very loud, but Crystal couldn't hear it and it wouldn't disturb anyone else. That made it sound like I've got like 30 other people in the bed. What I mean is, you can't, the second you're off the pillow, you can't hear it at all yourself. And it worked wonders. We got a new bed, so I took it down and I just never made a new one. So I'd like to upgrade it. I'd like to make it Bluetooth and various other things. And I've done a lot of the simple side of things, the simple circuitry and stuff. I've returned back to it, and there's a few changes I'd like to do, and I sort of set myself a challenge. The challenge is I wanted to make all the enclosures out of wood, so all laser cut, because I'm not great with the laser. I know my way around it, but designing things from my head to the computer to the real world, sometimes there's a little bit of a disconnect. So I wanted to see how much of it I could do. Basically, I've got two long speakers, and what I want them to do is, one's going to be directly on the bedpost, and the other one's going to be on a hinge. And that hinge is going to be so I can have it firing at me, so I can listen to, let's say, the computer and have it on normal volume, or I can hinge it into the bedpost, and that way it's all getting vibrated to me and a lot less is going anywhere else. That's the idea. Let me show you where I am so far. Right, so these are the speakers I've come up with using. Now, I'm not sure which way around I'll put them in the case that I'm designing yet. So a lot more sound comes out the back, ironically enough. But these came out of an old projection TV. But let's pretend this is my bedpost. The headboard comes across this way now. I'm going to have one firing directly into it, so hopefully the vibrations will hit me and, do all good things with my hearing-edgeness. Right, I don't know what I'm saying. Anyway, and then this one will be connected to this one. So let's move this one down a sec. But it will be hinged so it can move. And it means I can have it like this, firing into the headboard as well. Or I can pull it out like this, and there'll be an on-off switch on this one, because I'm not sure how well it'll work, but there'll be an on-off switch. So let's say I'm lying in bed and I want to listen to something from the computer. So I connect via Bluetooth, and I press a switch, and then this speaker can go on, and I can move this around, so it can be, well, it's going to be either here or, and it just means I've got a bit of movability. But most of the reason I did this was because I hate myself. No, I really wanted to, test the limits of what I could do. It's very easy to be able to just do a square box and shove everything in there. So I chose these long speakers. I've got various sets of speakers around. I thought the long ones would be best to go along the bedpost. But also, I just wanted to have some movement in there as well, to just see if I could. So the plan was, and still is at the moment, to make all of the case completely out of wood. Where possible, I'm going to use wood to connect it as well. I'll use glue as well, but I'm going to try and avoid nails and screws. There will be a couple I'm going to be screwing part of it into the actual headboard, and various things like that, but we'll see as we go along. Next, I'm going to design the box for the speakers. I'm not going to show you the design process. I'm just going to show you possibly the cutting process. I might not even show that. But it will be hours of me sitting there trying something, having a look at it, seeing if I like it, doing a bit more and so on. So it's not the most interesting thing. I did once do a time lapse of me doing it, and it looked awful. It was just, there was so many moments where it was just nothing happening on the screen at all. So I was thinking, I just thought, no, I'm not going to bother. So let's go straight to me cutting out my, this is how confident I am on myself. I'm already at the cutting point. I haven't even designed it yet, but we're going to go away and we're going to cut it. So let's see how we get on. Right, so, do you know, I originally did the hinge as I measured the hinge out, and I was going to nick one of our wooden spoons and use it, but it wasn't quite long enough. I'd done all the designs for it, and then I found this, and it just happened to be the exact same size. So I will cut this down, but this again is the bedpost, and it just means that this can come round and go like that. Whether it's going to work exactly how I thought, I don't know. Let's just fiddle around until we do it that way. No. There is a way it works a little bit better. Something like this, I don't know. But it just, we got the movement I wanted, so that's pretty cool. And as I say, we're going to have it so that this can be switched on or off. So I might have it only on if I'm watching something that's daytime, and then this back one can be only at night time. I'm not sure, haven't decided. But I have done one change to this. I wonder if I can take it apart without breaking it. It's amazing how well these press fit together. I used a bit of masking tape on this because the ends fell out, but that's the only thing that did. Right, yeah, I've done this. So I've made this little grill instead. Does it fit? Yep. And I might just get a black piece of cloth to go over that. And that way we've just got a bit more sound coming out. So if we turn this around, I'm trying to work this out so it's the right way. There. And I'll push this bin in properly. Right, so it'll go like this. Okay, so again, it would just be like that. And now there should be a bit more sound coming out of that one. So it does mean it's a bit better for, you know, daytime listening. Also, one thing I haven't shown, I made these little end caps. So this will go like this, and this will come on here. This will be screwed onto the end, and then this will be glued to it. So it just looks like a stopper, and it will stop obviously the thing coming through. So it should mean that it only takes one screw at top and bottom to hold the actual dowel in place. But I need to sand this down so it's wood coloured. Right, this is what I'd done originally. I've unplugged bits, so I was doing measurements with it. Oh, it doesn't matter. Let's plug it in. Doesn't matter if it's tangled at the moment. It's like that, and then this was our little button section. This was the button for pause and play because it was the biggest, and I wanted it so it was easy to like identify. And then we got skip and volume up and stuff. But I hate that. This bit's okay as it is. It could do with some clearing up. Hang on, let me just move that out of the way. But they're okay. You know, and that coming out there, it's quite neat. All of that's quite neat, and this is where the speakers go. I'm okay with that. This is awful. So I was lucky enough this month to have a little bit of extra cash, and I spent it. I know I'm a big spender on buttons. Now I'm not taking the mick. We don't have a lot of money, so I can't always buy new things. But these buttons were actually cheap. Normally I've looked and they're a few quid each. I think these are about £1 each or something like that, which, you know, it's not breaking the bank, but for us it's not cheap. But now I can actually make a nice little button bank rather than this awful rubbish. Right, so the next thing to get on with is the buttons, but I will do that in tomorrow's video. There will be a video every day this week until this is finished. I want this whole project completely done, installed and tested by the end of this week. So, see you tomorrow. Bye for now. Don't forget about the charity fundraiser we're doing. Check the description. Hopefully, fingers crossed, I've got it all set up by now.